Hello, amazing ladies in business. Welcome to the HerStory podcast. I am your host, Kylie King, the founder of Australian Ladies in Business Initiative. And today I am so excited to be joined by the amazing Jacalyn Price from Wise Water Woman. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Kylie. It's a pleasure.
So let's get started with the listeners. Can you tell me a bit about yourself and what you do?
I'm Jacalyn Price. I'm an Enagic-Kangen Water distributor and your hydration specialist. And they call me the Wise Water Woman because I solve all the problems and needs for your household and for your business.
Beautiful. So you mentioned you're a Kangen water distributor. What
Yes,
is that?
well, Enagic is the name of the company. It started 50 years ago in Japan. They started with large units for hospitals and they requested smaller units for the business owner and for the household. Then they introduced smaller units. So I've got one in my kitchen and one in my shower. I discovered chlorine was affecting my bronchitis and my thyroid function. So now I've eliminated the chlorine, no more bronchitis, and my thyroid levels have returned to normal and I take less medication.
Beautiful. So just to really break it down so I understand, it's a water filtration device that you can put in your kitchen and it takes all the bad bits out.
That's correct. Takes the chemicals out, takes the chlorine out, and there's a one for the shower as well. Because when you shower, you don't realise there's chlorine in the water and you're ingesting the gas of the chlorine in the hot showers.
Wow, I
And that
didn't know that.
causes poor breathing trouble for people with asthma and bronchitis or similar problems. Once the gas hits the shower in the steam, they have trouble breathing.
Oh, wow. So is this something easy to install? Can anyone install, or do you need to bring in like a plumber and have
It's easier to
them come and
install.
do everything?
5 to 10 minutes and you're in. You set your device at your kitchen sink. There's a hose that attaches to your tap. It comes with multiple fittings to suit, and you turn the lever to filter the water through the machine so it's clean, healthy, hydrogen-rich water, or turn it the other way to have the hot water because you don't put hot water through the machine. In the shower, it's a cylinder type device. In the shower, just put your hose up to the shower head, take the other one off, and it's easy.
Wow. So anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it.
Beautiful. So, and how does this machine rate against? Because there's some other water filters. Like this isn't like your normal Brita water filter, is it? It's
No, it's not. Because it's ionised, it's high in hydrogen as well. And the 8 plates in the K8 machine for your kitchen, it filters out the chlorine and the chemicals and it produces high hydrogen levels and it's ionised water. It's alkalized water, not just alkaline.
beautiful. So, what made you get started? What made you think, say, I'm going to start help distributing these machines?
Well, I have another business with Connection, helping people save money on their bills. I was helping Mark in Queensland with his NBN and mobile phones, and I'd had bronchitis. With Dad going into care and all the pressure, my bronchitis come back and I couldn't shift it. He said, "What's going on?" I said, "Mate, I can't shift this bronchitis." He said, "I have a solution for you and it's water." I said, "Really?" So he spoke about it. I said, "Look, I need one of these machines. Can you let me know the information and I'll purchase one?" And I haven't looked back.
So, it came from a client. That's amazing. How good is that? Like a whole bit of a business, well, adding a business, I guess, and it all came from just asking for help and a client was able to give you the solution.
Yes, and I share the water locally, and I can test the water locally, test the pH, test the chlorine levels, and we do a betadine test as well to see what's going on with your water.
Wow, that's incredible. That's awesome. So, as a business owner, so have you always been a business owner, Jacalyn, or did you work in corporate life before? Like, what got you into being your own business owner?
Well, previously I worked in pathology at the hospitals for 25 years. I had an injury and it took me out of work. I spent 12 years in a wheelchair. And when I tried to get back to work, "Oh, you're too old now, we want young people." So I started looking for alternatives So I started doing courses, business courses, and was introduced to ACN. And I thought, well, everyone pays a bill. If I can help people save money on their bills, and that's where it started. They've been doing ACN, which is now Connection, for 12 years. But, with electricity prices going up, FPOS fees going up, everybody wants savings for more into the household for other needs in the household and for the business.
Mm. That's very true. I was going to say, I just got my electricity bill and I almost had a heart attack.
Yeah, they're going up all the time, and often you might be with a provider with that rate for 12 months. After that period's gone, their rates change.
And you know what? Some people won't even realize.
We'll do that bill now if there's no comparison. Wait for the next bill, and we'll have another look.
Because some people wouldn't even realize. They're just like, oh, I'll just pay it. It's too much bother. It's too much bother changing anything.
That's
And what they
right.
don't realize is that they could be saving a lot of money, like either ringing their current provider or making the change.
That's right. And once they think you're moving, then they'll try and provide more savings. But why don't they do it to start with, not when you're trying to leave?
Exactly. Why is there like no loyalty pay? It's always for new customers. It's
That's
never for
right.
the loyal ones.
And you're just a number, whereas we look after the people.
Beautiful. So during your business journey, you mentioned you've been with ACN for 12 years. What would you say has been your biggest challenge as a business owner?
I think just keeping up to date with your customers. When things change, we get updates. So then I update my customers as well, because keeping them updated, you're looking after your customer.
Very true. Very true. And, it's all about proper communication because if you're not communicating with your customers, then they'll go somewhere else where they can be communicated with clearly to understand what's going on.
That's correct, yes.
And if we flip that, so going away from your challenges, what would you say has been your biggest achievement?
Biggest achievement, entering business awards with the company, making the finals and being business of the year as well twice.
Beautiful. And I've seen that you're actually a published author.
Absolutely. I've got 12 books now with more in the pipeline. The next one coming up is Unstoppable Women in Business.
You have 12 books. I think I've seen
Yes.
two, maybe three. 12 books. That's incredible. Is it always like, what are you sharing in these books? Just your journey or your advice?
A lot of it's my journey and the challenges I've had because, the power of the subconscious mind. You can do anything you put your mind to. And that's what's taken me from being in the wheelchair to being a business owner, writing multiple books, and just being in business awards because you share your story. It helps somebody else get through a challenge. And challenges are small, some are big, but sometimes the smallest challenge is breaking point.
So, what motivates you to get up every day? Because you mentioned you were in a wheelchair previously and now you've come in this. What motivates you every day to get up and want to keep doing your business?
Because I love what I do. Not everyone has a chance to wake up. You're grateful every morning. Start your day with gratitude. You don't realise I have food on the table, I have a roof over my head, and I woke up. Not everybody has that chance.
Mm, very true. So, when do you do like a gratitude ritual in the morning? Like you get up and is like a proper one, or you're just happy to get up? Do you say
I
this
do.
morning I'm grateful for this, and this?
Once I wake up, I go and wash my face, clean my teeth, and I always use the opposite hand, not the dominant hand. It's good brain function using the opposite hand to clean your teeth and do basic things. Then I start my gratitude, and you say it out loud. I lay on the bed, do my stretches, meditate, and do my gratitude list. I am so happy and grateful I woke up this morning. I have food on the table, I have a roof over my head, and just the list goes on.
Beautiful. And I love that idea of using your less dominant hand. But I would
Yes.
probably be really messy at first, Jacqueline. Like my toothbrush paste would be everywhere if I use my less dominant hand.
Well, when I was hit by the taxi and injured my right arm, I couldn't use my arm for 12 months. So I had to use the left arm.
Wow. So what happened? You just mentioned you got hit by a taxi.
I
Is that
was in
what
a
made you leave
pedestrian
a
crossing
wheelchair?
and I was hit by a pedestrian and hit by a taxi and I went airborne yelling and I landed on my right side. I did a break fall like in the old judo days but it shattered my arm in 6 places.
My goodness. And is that
So,
what had you in the wheelchair?
yes. No, that was before that. That was when I was working. I'd had a fall and I damaged the sympathetic nervous system. Initially, I just got up and I thought, oh, that's all right. But within a short period of time, I had so much pain and I couldn't explain the pain. My left leg would go pink and cold, and a Dr. Pacey diagnosed it as reflex sympathetic dystrophy. And it took years and years to get that back to normal with pain clinics, you name it, ketamine infusions. And you've got to use that power of the mind to control the pain, or the pain controls you.
So that happened and you were in a wheelchair, and then you got back to work and they said, Jacalyn, you're not coming back. Like, we don't want you
That's
anymore.
right.
Then you were just minding your own business, walking across a pedestrian crossing, and then you got hit by a taxi
Yes,
and then landed on your right side and then shattered your arm.
yes. The arm was broken in
Whoa.
6 places. It took them 6 hours to put the arm back together.
And how is it now? Is it okay?
I can use it. I can't straighten it, and I've got a weight limit on it, but I kept the arm, which I'm grateful for.
And that was your dominant
My dominant
dominant
arm.
arm. Wow. How that would have like the mindset must have been so strong to overcome that. Like, because
You
that's
do. You
just
just have
a
to control it.
random,
Yes.
yeah.
Because I had to fill out the
Wow.
forms at the hospital with my left arm. It took me hours to fill it out left-handed. Then you get used to using your left arm, and I'd have help at home for 12 months because I couldn't use my arm. And had to use to practice the arm, like I'd have warm water and squeeze a sponge. Then I had my arm in a bowl of rice and squeeze the rice just to get function back in the hand. Because I
Wow.
had pins and plates through the shoulder and the wrist and an elbow replacement.
And was it just you that got hit by this taxi? Like
Just
he
me.
didn't see you, or he was on his phone,
Well,
or what?
apparently it was on dash cam and she's looking at her monitor. Yes. And that many people get hit in pedestrian crossing. It's unreal.
Ah, and that's when you're supposed to be slowing down.
Before you cross. Because if they're diverted with children in the back seat or whatever, and they're coming up to a crossing, and you're in the column of that car, they don't see you.
Wow. Wow, what a thing to overcome. Wow, Jacalyn, your mindset must be just incredible.
It improves as you learn, and it gets stronger as you go because you don't realise the power of the subconscious mind controlling pain, controlling fear, and getting on with life.
Yeah. And here you are still going on sharing your story in books, going and sharing, the benefits of water, and then also helping people with their electricity needs and all of that. After all of this journey, like you could have just been like, nah, I'm going to live at home on my bed and watch TV all day, but you're out there actively continuing to help people and serve people, which is beautiful.
That's great. I'm doing more now than what I was doing 20 years ago, and I'm 73 years young.
Yes, that's incredible. So, what would you say would be your like big, hairy, scary goal for your business? Like, you've already published books, you've overcome crazy accidents and injuries. What's the big, hairy, scary goal for you at 73 years young, Jacalyn?
I think just letting people be aware of what water they're drinking and have a Kangen water machine in every household and business, the people I talk to, because there's so many chemicals. Your major water systems are acidic. You hear of acidic rain for a reason. The government put chemicals in to make it alkaline, suitable for drinking. They add chlorine to kill the E. coli bacteria. So at any time you're drinking the chemicals as well as the chlorine, and this is done every 3 to 4 months. But they don't publish this.
So, if anyone is after this type of machine, they can just contact you.
That's correct,
You
yes.
can then they can ask any questions, anything they need to know. And as you said, it's super easy. They can just sort of get it delivered and then install it themselves.
That's right, yes.
Beautiful. So, if you had one tip for anyone that's listening, because you're the wise water woman, what would be your expert tip to share with the listeners to sort of as a taste tester for them to come and check your stuff out?
Take one day at a time.
One day at a time?
Yes,
Yes. And practice gratitude.
absolute
One
morning
day at a
and
time.
night, and say it out loud. At the end of the day, you're grateful for being alive, grateful for you had food, grateful you spoke to people. And I have mentors. Everyone needs mentors and coaches.
Beautiful. So, how do we stalk you, Jacalyn? Where do we find you? How do we come and get and learn more about the Wise Water Woman, or even have you some help with the electricity bills so we don't all have heart attacks?
You can reach me on Facebook and LinkedIn. It's easy.
Beautiful. So just looking up Jacalyn Price. I also know that you're in the Australian Ladies in Business Facebook group. So if they just tag you or look as a member there, they'll be able to easily find you.
And Jacalyn at thewaterwoman.com.au.
Beautiful. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today and sharing everything that you've overcome and the amazing work you're doing and how we're, changing people's health and sharing different water bits. Who would think that water has such magical abilities, as you mentioned, to help with things like bronchitis and all of that? So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Kylie. It's been a pleasure.